Hello, my dear students. This is Rajiv Kumar Sharma, your math teacher. So, students, today, as you know, holidays are started. Means summer vacations are started, but we have given some holiday homework to you all, and I don't like to segregate you all because I love you all. So, we will be in touch of the subject. So, keeping that thing in the mind, we have prepared the holiday homework and we will discuss the holiday homework today because I would like to help you all, and I am looking forward after the next session begins, means when the next session begins, the same day I would like to collect all the holiday homework together of all the sections A to G, right? This is my motive, and definitely I will help you to complete this holiday homework, and I hope you will join me and you will try to learn it, right? God bless you. Enjoy, because I'll take one session of one section in a week, and rest of days other subjects, and definitely in this leisure time you can enjoy your life. Okay, let's start, students. As per the given worksheet, the first question is given as: how many rational numbers can be found between two distinct rational numbers? If two distinct rational numbers are given, then how many rational numbers can be found? As you know, definition of line. If these are the 2 points A and B, AB are the 2 points, then how many points can be plotted in between A and B? As I know, infinite number of points are there in between A and B, because a line is the collection of points under a certain condition, right? So, in this way, we can say infinite number of rational numbers can be inserted in between 2 points, right? This is your question number 1. Dear, this is the conceptual based question because so many books are there. In that one, definitions of line is given in some geometry box at the back side whenever you will open that geometry box. So, at the back side metric system is written. In that one, the definition of a straight line is given, and by joining this, so many points are there, so we can insert the infinite number of points. Question number 2 is given. Let's discuss question number 2. Find the two rational and two irrational number between 1 upon 2 and 1 upon 3. So, first of all, we will find out rational numbers. We can consider, let A equals to 1 upon 2 and B equals to 1 upon 3. So, first rational number equals to A plus B upon 2, right? This is the method. One more method is there. So, 1 upon 2 plus 1 upon 3 upon 2, and this numerator will be as 3 plus 2 whole upon 2. This is 5 upon 6 upon 2. I think you all are well known how to find the fractions, how to solve the fractions, how to multiply the fractions, how to add and subtract. Means you all are having the good idea about mathematical operation. So, here I have added A plus B. A is 1 upon 2, B 1 upon 3, and then upon 2 as a formula, and again you may write this as 5 upon 6 into 2, and this is 5 upon 12. 5 upon 12 is the first rational number, correct? Let us move for the next rational number, that is second one. Definitely here I would like to write the second one, second rational number. again we will use the same formula. If the one formula is repeating in the same question again and again, then no need to write the formula. So now we have a number 5 upon 12 in between 1 upon 2 and 1 upon 3. Now we will consider the first number 1 upon 2 as A and the middle one as B, because you may write this as 1 upon 2 comma 5 upon 12 comma 1 upon 3, because we have computed this 5 upon 12. Now you consider this as A and this one as B. So it is 1 upon 2 plus 5 upon 12 upon 2, and LCM of this 12, 2 and 12, LCM is 12, 2 6 ja and 6 1 ja 6, 12 1 ja 12 and 1 to 5, it is 5 whole upon 2, 6 plus 5, it is 11 upon 12 whole upon 2, and finally this will be 11 upon 24. So our answer is this 5 upon 12 and this 11 upon 24 are the two rational numbers between 1 upon 2 and 1 upon 3, right? So any query? I think no, because things are very simple and clear, and that is in front of you. Let's move for the next segment. Need to find out irrational numbers between two given numbers as 1 upon 2 and 1 upon 3. So first of all, you have to write this A as, divide this 1 by 2. So this will be 0.5 and definitely B equals to 0.333. Okay. As we know, irrational number should be, it is not looking nice, just wait a minute. Oh, now it is looking nice, right? As we know, an irrational number is non-repeating, non-recurring, okay, and that will be in between A and B, means it starts from 0.3 and end with the 0.5. So that should be in between 0.333 to 0.55. So first irrational number equals to, this is given in 3, so you can write 0.34010001000, okay, and the second irrational number 0.3501001000. The number which we have written, it is non-recurring and non-repeating, that cannot be converted in the form of P upon Q, as we know the concept. So all the numbers, I have taken only 2. You may write so many examples, so many points can be written as the irrational number and rational numbers. So as it is required only write down the 2, so I have written 1 and 2. Okay dear, these questions are very simple. One more is there, that is question number 3. Just I am trying to discuss the question, and definitely I hope if we are discussing the questions today, you will complete it, you will get it done today. Tomorrow never comes, don't believe on the tomorrow. Next question is given as evaluate 27 to the power minus 2 upon 3. This is the question of chapter number system, indices rule. As we know, 27 has the factors as, roughly we can write 27 equals to 3 into 3 into 3. These are the prime factors of 27. Means this is 3 power 2. So directly instead of this 27 we can write 3 power 3 minus 2 power 3. It is given as the power. As you know, a to the power m to the power n equals to a to the power mn, right? So we will consider this is 3, this power is m and this power is n. So we will multiply the powers. If we will multiply, then this will be 3 power 3 into minus 2 upon 3, this 3 cancelled, and this will remain as 3 power minus 2, and you may write this as 3 square, and this is 1 upon 9, right? Here I have used at this point, because there is a formula x power minus n equals to 1 upon x power n. Actually I am using the indices rule. In this way it is coming in this way, right? Very good students for paying attention. I hope you all are getting these points, and definitely you will try to solve the questions. One more segment is there, dear. So let's solve that segment. It's very simple, because you are paying attention, you are very serious. I am very happy because you are watching this video, and after watching this video you can complete your homework. You all are very smart and good student, as I have the information. Okay, my dear, question number 4 is very important, because some students ask this question separately when the chapter was started by us. Question number 4, very simple. It is given as represent the under root 6.7 and the number line, right? So today we will represent it geometrically. Under root 6.7. You may write this 6.7 as 6.7 into 1. I think this was told by me. I made the video for this one, and the same thing was explained by the Rachna ma'am also, and very nicely Rachna ma'am explained this thing. So find out 6.7 into 1, and then we will draw a line AB such that 6.7 plus 1, that is 7.7. Means we will write the given irrational number in such a way there should be the one more factor as 1. So 6.7 into 1 is there. Then after find out the sum of these two factors, 6.7 plus 1, that is 7.7. Now first of all you have to draw a line AB equals to 7.7 centimeters, and taking more than half of, draw the arc from A and then from B. Radius of the arc should be more than half of AB. Both the arcs will intersect to each other and join that point of intersection. Again I am repeating, I took the radius more than AB, I drawn the arc upward and then downward. Again with the same radius with the point B, I drawn the arc. Both the arcs intersected at the point. Let us this point be P, and this is Q, and this point is N. This is the way to draw the perpendicular bisector of a line segment. This perpendicular is intersecting the AB at point N by taking N as the center and NA as the radius. Draw a semicircle. Got it? After doing this much, just mark a point C such that AC equals to 1 centimeter. If AC equals to 1 centimeter, then BC should be equal to 6.7 centimeter, right? You may mark this point in this side, or you may mark this point C in this side, doesn't matter. If this AC is 1 centimeter, then BC is 6.6 centimeter. If you are marking C point this side, then BC will be 1 centimeter and then AC will be 6.7 centimeters. Both the answers are correct. Using the set squares, draw a line perpendicular to AC perpendicular to AB at point C. Means this should be perpendicular. Means you may say these two lines should be parallel, and this line will touch the circle at a point, that is D. This CD is the value of 6.7. Extend this line, right? Take the radius equal to CD and C as the center and draw this. This point is the under root 6.67. This is the way to represent any one root value. That question may be as 6.7, 4.3, 4.2, 15.1 and so on. So dear students, in this segment, in this part, we have discussed the 4 questions, and definitely in the next video we will discuss the next some questions, right? Thank you very much for paying attention. Bye bye. Take care. God bless.